level of school, secondary school, primary school, then we can address financial literacy, because there at least we've got people who really need this information. And panel, majority of the Zambians are unaware about Lucid to begin with. I usually want to introduce artificial intelligence. Remember, there is a root. Let's focus on the root and not the stem. With that being said, I submit.
This is a heated final. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Now that we are down to the very last speakers of this debate, I should remind you that your fate hangs in the balance. What you do now cannot be taken back. So all the best to both of the last speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, for 5 minutes uninterrupted, the government whip will speak. A round of applause for him as he comes forward.
Ladies and gentlemen of this august house, all protocol is observed. Now, we as the government stand proud and affirm this motion that this house believes that AI has the potential to significantly increase retail participation in Zambia's capital markets. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I go in to summarize our argument for the government, let me give you the reasons that we've been given by the opposition. That number one, we are poor. Number two, it's for the wealthy. Number three, we lack infrastructure. And number four, we don't have financial literacy. Why this argument does not subsist is, number one, us being financial because of infrastructure. Now, if infrastructure was a problem, don't you think the smartphones that we have, considering that every single person in this room does have a smartphone, but not every single person in this room is on capital markets? It's not an infrastructure problem. It's more about how we understand the things that are happening with capital markets. It's more about our education, and it's also more about our exposure. Remember, the reason why most of our grandmothers are now staying consistently on WhatsApp is because of Meta AI. It's not because of anything else. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we also proceed to the argument that AI is a wealth-based thing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we must understand that the democratization of wealth is heavily dependent on how we, the citizens, view ourselves, how we take ourselves from stage to stage, and how we want to progress. And to satisfy our 8th National Development Plan, when it comes to digitalization, we are saying that we must empower our various ministries, our various methods of making money with new and emerging technologies for us to become better, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we proceed to the government's argument on how AI has the potential to significantly increase retail participation in Zambia's capital markets. Remember, retail participation is who? You, me, the student who's at UNZA, the student who's at Cavendish, the student who's at NIPA, the mom who's at Solwezi. We are the retail investors. But one major thing comes in. It's that we don't necessarily understand where we are going, how we are going, why we are doing it. And to top it off, we don't have someone who is not as expensive as my lecturer from university to explain it to me. Now, ladies and gentlemen, number one, we must understand that artificial intelligence has the capabilities of breaking the language barrier. That means you in Nyanja, you in Bemba, me who speaks Shona, you in Zulu, we're all in Zambia can still understand the same capital market. Now, secondly, we're also saying that it's a convenience for simple understanding. What do I mean? Someone can train their child from the age of 5 how to use artificial intelligence, and they grow to understand how capital markets work through that, see the significance and how it will generally contribute to our society. Now, ladies and gentlemen, where is the significance of AI? Remember, we remove, number one, the 9 to 5 requirement for us to get brokers who are expensive, like my lecturer at Cavendish. Secondly, we are also catering for the language barrier that each and every single person here, whether you speak Chinese, Japanese, English, whatever it may be, you are still involved. Then we also go to the extent that AI can enhance literacy. Not just literacy by breaking the language barrier, but literacy by simplifying things. Then also, we go to the last extent that AI does not have the ability to learn. Ladies and gentlemen, various systems have been created for artificial intelligence, especially those such as RAG, that are able to learn and update investors on a day-to-day basis, because these are financial technologies that generate information based on the current status and based on the current day that we're working with. Now, in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, we are saying that AI has the potential to significantly increase our participation in Zambia's capital markets. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the whip of the government, a round of applause. What a submission by the government. Unfortunately for them at this point, all they can do is watch and listen. Let's give the opportunity to the whip of the opposition to end this debate. A round of applause for her.
Yes, I think it is. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Through you, all protocol be highly observed. Now, panel. In today's motion, side government had two burdens of which they failed to deliver on and will hold them accountable. Panel, they were supposed to come to this house and number one, show us exactly as to how through AI there can be a significant, certainly not. Aside from that panel, you need to understand that AI runs, tell you to say that the biggest challenge that retail people face is money.